going on, YouTube? Back with episode 5, Journey to Rich. This one I titled Relationships. Gonna kind of diving into that. And what really comes with it that nobody really told me. Nobody really prepared me for. And quite frankly, the facades that come with being in one. So starting it off, as always, if you don't smoke, don't start the habit. I say that in all of my videos. That I say it for a good reason. It's not an easy habit to quit. And it's not exactly beneficial. So if you don't smoke already, don't start. If you do, well, we all know how that goes. So but as I get this sparked up, get back on topic, relationships. So, like I've said in other videos, I'm 23. Got a wonderful wife. A almost 6-month daughter. And I currently a lot of animals out tonight. Currently live with my mother and my wife, as well as my brother. For the simple fact of we bought a house, and if I leave with the portion that I pay, we lose the house. My mom can't withstand it by herself. So, waiting for Trump to drop the rates so we can refinance. Should drop payment down a good amount. And maybe things will work out a little bit better, once that's the case. But yeah, so that ties me here, because I don't want to lose the house. Instead, I wish to build equity, rent it out, turn it into means of income. And my mom is great. She doesn't micromanage me. She gives me all the space. She does the same thing with my wife, as well as my brother. Never had anyone to have a problem with my mother, really. But my wife and my mother absolutely can't stand each other. And I talk about it in my other prior journeys to Rich. how I got like main character syndrome, the main character and everything, the youngest person in the household, yet I carry the most weight. Everything ultimately goes through me, but that's being a man and head of a household, stepping into those shoes. However, juggling emotions is something no one told me about this relationship things. And I'll say this: if you're a single guy and you sit there and you think about a woman and you think about like how you want to be in a relationship or whatever the case is, and you're still in your 20s, forget about it. Forget about it, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. You'll be more content if you stop thinking about it and work towards what you're trying to work towards. Gonna be a little lonely, yes, but lonely's not always a bad thing. When my kid was first born, or when I found out my wife was pregnant, I said that the kid would speed up my process to getting rich. What's going on, Gus? Um, that the kid would speed up my process to getting rich. And um, I really believed that, and somewhat still do, you know. But it's as a man that operates outside of emotions and feelings. Not saying I don't get angry. Not saying I don't get pissed off. Not saying I don't, go through the motions. I'm on autopilot a lot. I talked about that in the last episode. What's going on, gamer? Um, but it's a lot, bro. Being a man, getting in a relationship, juggling emotions, operating and juggling feelings of others, and having to contain situations and say the right things and operate on different frequencies depending on how others feel, aka your woman or others that you're close with, that you live with, whatever the case is. But you have to juggle all of that extra now on top of what you do already. That's not counting financially. That's not counting anything else. And it's draining. And you question whether people are really, you know what you have to do. I know what I have to do to become wealthy. I know the actions I need to take, and I know it's just a matter of time. But you can't rush time. Life is like games, the Xbox, the PlayStation. If you rush a product, it comes out bad. They sometimes don't get fixed till years later, months later. It affects revenue, it affects reviews, it affects everything. Same thing with what you're trying to build. If you're on a journey to build something, I am. And the journey can't be rushed. You have to have patience through the highs as well as the lows. And it's going to be a lot more lows than there is going to be highs. However, there is highs and there is a highest. And ultimately, you decide if you make it or not. And I've decided in my head that I'm gonna make it. That I'll be happy when I have my V12 Aston Martin and my yacht. And I will be happy. Your job as a man is to protect and to provide. I'm good at those things. It doesn't have everything else added into it. And I'll say that as somebody that believes in change continuously, you have to continue to change yourself as a person, for the better. You know, you never stagnate. You're always 1% better every day. Forgot where I was going, but I had a good point. um, just getting better every day. Not coming complacent with yourself. I'm back on track. Not being complacent with yourself, growing, changing, becoming a better person. And you have to realize your flaws to do that. You have to realize a problem before you can fix it. But being in a very close relationship, it makes you find other things. It makes you learn more about yourself. And some things, people, traits, or things, you may come at a crossroads where you have a trait that you find helpful and beneficial and positive, but the other person may find that trait negative. And working that out and that whole journey is essentially this. Is what I'm on. I don't know. I don't know. It's okay to understand that you don't always have the answers. My number one saying whenever things come up or whatever the case is, I'll figure it out. I don't worry about things. Come up with scenarios. Because no matter how many scenarios you come up with in your head, you run 1,000 scenarios. Scenario number 1002, the second one that you didn't think of, is going to be the one that occurs or the one that plays out. So just figure it out. I think this is going to be a fairly short video. We have 14 minutes. I like to do longer ones, but I'm busy and I fit this in, and I got to catch up on sleep. You don't get time for yourself much. Not saying you can't, because I do. My wife is great for giving me time, um, on days, and I do the same for her. So she's wonderful for that. But you don't get time for yourself much like you do now. I'm up now. It's time for myself. Yeah, man. Yeah, That's how it is. I get off work late, and then I come home. Sometimes I go right to sleep because I need to go to bed because I go to work in the morning, and then um, go to work overnight when I get out. However, tomorrow's my off day. It's not really an off day though, because I end up working. I gotta end up, you know, getting stuff done around the house or handling errands, or it's always something. So, but I find that even nowadays, when I get time for myself, I'll like want to play the game. Facts, Carly. It's always something to do, man. But when I find time to play the game, it's not the same for me no more. You know, I really just all I really play is 2K. I don't care to really play anything else. I love Fallout. I love to play Fallout New Vegas, but I played it so many times. I beat it every way, multiple times. Wish it was a new Fallout. It's a long way away though. Um, I played pretty much all the games I like, so I want to play Assassin's Creed Shadows, but I ain't bought it. Wait for it to come on Game Pass. So, but yeah, I'm gonna close it. I'll see y'all in the next one. Carly, have a good night. Subscribe, man. You'll catch me on the next one. Usually late night around this time. I post them. Uh, I post them as live videos. I'm gonna figure out how to do that during the live streams or whatnot, though. But it's a series we do. YouTube, Carly. See y'all in the next one. Journey to Rich. Uh, if you if you mess with me, I'm watching my language. I'm actually doing better on not cursing a little bit. I do it a lot, so I don't catch myself most of the time. So, but if you mess with me, subscribe, like it, and if you're watching it during this time, which is probably 4:30, 5 I guess. It's not 5 yet. Have a blessed night. If you're watching it during the day later, have a blessed day. See y'all in the next one.